So it turns out that my bad back is not really the issue. Turns out I'm just weak. Hey there, bike rider. Thanks for tuning in to Cyclecraft TV. In this episode, I am going to be working with my favorite PT on planet Earth is Dr. Gino Mace, who you may have seen in our other video on coming back from injury. So in my practice as a bike fitter, one of the things that I'm encountering a lot are, it's not that people have bad backs, and they maybe even haven't been injured, but they have weakness in certain parts of their body. And generally, it's boiling down to the whole hip complex is not mobile or strong. And I'm finding that's what's holding most people back from being comfortable riding a bicycle. Now, there's tens of thousands of videos on YouTube right now describing, your fore and after the saddle, your saddle height, blah, 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 this and that. The truth of the matter is there's really not a lot of range of adjustment on a bicycle to help get you set up correctly on your bike. Assuming you're on roughly the right size bike, the setup is relatively easy if you're strong and flexible. If you're not strong and flexible, getting comfortable on a bicycle, I don't care how good the bike fit is, you're going to have a tough time being strong and effective on the bike. So with that said, I asked my favorite PT, Dr. Gino Mace, to put together a series of exercises that anybody could do at home. It doesn't require a ton of equipment. It's very simple stuff. And so I said, well, here's the problem, Doc, is that people come into me and they've got weak hips. They may ride a bike a lot. They have giant quads. But they can't, they can hardly lift a sack of grain off of the ground. So I said, hey, give me a recipe that I can share with my viewers on how to get your core and your hip complex strong and flexible so you're good on a bicycle. So with that, Doc, what did you cook up for me?
So the first exercise we're going to focus on is going to target the hip flexor. So we're thinking about pulling power, all right? And the way we're going to do this is we are going to go into a plank position. So I'm going to have you go on to all fours. So we're going to go hands and knees, okay? So just being in this position is a great core strengthener here, abdominals, and also shoulder stability here. So keeping a neutral, a nice flat back, I'm gonna have Brendan bring his knee towards his chest, good, and then back down without moving this though. So bring that right knee up, good, perfect, good. We'll do a couple more. If you find that this becomes easy, what you can do is then you can then add a band to the laces of the shoe there, and you can have some resistance as you were pulling that knee to chest. Okay?
I'm not going to lie, I wasn't finding that easy.
Yeah, he wasn't finding that easy. So that'll be the progression next time he does this workout.
Okay.
All right, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on the glutes. So I'm going to have him lay on his back. We're going to take our trusty band here, and we're going to put it above the knees. So I'm going to lock him in here, okay? So what I want you to do, keep our knees bent, our low back is flat. We're going to keep our knees out against the band because as we keep our knees out against the band, we're activating the outer glute the entire time. While if we raise the hips up, we're going to get the primary hip extensor, our glute maximus here, okay? So we got all kind of glutes happening here.
Oh, glutes are good.
So we're thinking about opening up the hip, cyclist. You spend hours in a closed position. So this is a nice way to open that back up, turn the glutes on. And if this becomes easy, we're going to test Brendan out here now, is we're see if he can do single leg, okay? Let's see how his left glute compares to his right glute.
Oh, I got work to do. Oh.
There you go. Good, perfect.
All right.
So I would say if you're doing that, I would start out with glute bridges, with both feet on the ground first, and then progress to single leg as that got a little easier.
Okay.
All right.
So with the rubber bands that you're using, what is that, a light, middle, easy? What color should I really be using?
You know what? They're different makers of bands. You're not necessarily going for something that's super strong. If anything, if you want to make the exercise more difficult, I'd say have the isometric hold a little longer. So when you're at the top of the bridge, hold that longer. Maybe even slow the bridge down as you're coming down.
Okay.
There's a lot of progressions. You can even put weight on front of your hips. There's a lot of stuff to make that a little tougher.
I'm feeling you're actually making my lower back feel better than it was when I came in before.
There you go.
It's
like turning his glutes on.
Yeah, like I'm getting free physical therapy. No extra charge.
All right. So the next one we're going to look at, number 3, we're going to look at trying to improve our pedal stroke strength. Okay. And so that's going to really be a combination of not only the quads, but also the glutes kind of working together. So I'll demonstrate this one to start. So if you have like a little step at home, what you can do, I want you to stay in a hinge position and we're just gonna just come down. You can see the focus here on the front of the leg, but as we're in the hinge position, we're also activating the glute. So we have quad and glute here. I can make this tougher by holding a weight if I want, okay? I can hold a weight here, or I can even hold a weight in both arms. So let's
that's some crazy. That's some crazy.
Let's test him out. Let's put him on the spot.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to move this back because I'm taller than he is.
Fair enough.
I got that going for me.
Yeah, you do. That's fine. That's fine.
All right, so I'm stepping up.
Yep. And so this is a combination. I'm gonna give him a little support first time doing it. You're gonna hinge forward. Gonna hinge forward. Yep. Hips stay back. And as he's doing this, I want to think about keeping that knee kind of in line with the second toe. I don't want that knee to buckle in too much. And so we can tell we're having a little challenge here. So this would be one that I'd have him work on. So I have a relatively tall step here. So at home, I'd say, maybe have something, maybe a couple of books until that becomes easy, and then you can move to your staircase.
And this was kind of my point, is that, clearly the lateral strength of my hip complex is just awful, right? It's just not what it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I'm finding for most of the people that are doing linear sports, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
One other kind of component with that is that we could also assume kind of like a split squat stance. So I can kind of have you in this split stance here, right? And then if I had weight, we won't use weight today, but we can just go straight down. And then if we really want to think about, so this, I want to keep the knee slightly bent, so don't go any higher than that. The knee should always be a little bent. If we want to really kind of recreate the bike, we can lift our heel up a little bit. So we're on the forefoot, right? And now we're going down. And so now we're getting activation of the calf, or this muscle being the soleus, while also getting some quad and glute strength. So
I'm getting that great stretch here, too.
And you're getting a bonus stretch on the opposite side.
Bonus, I like bonuses.
Bonus, okay?
All right, so I do that one.
All right.
Okay, lunges.
All right, so this next one I'm going to demonstrate if that's okay.
Sure.
So I want to think about, because
I see where you're going there.
because of being on the bike, we're locked in and we're just in this closed hip position. I want to do things to kind of open us up, okay? So I like to combine a curtsy squat, or curtsy lunge rather, with a lateral lunge, because we don't get any lateral movement that you referenced, okay? So if I were holding a weight, we won't hold any weight today, I would take a step back here, okay? So we're getting kind of this multi-directional angle here, and then I'm gonna step out to the side, right? Okay? We go one more time, step back, okay? And then a nice lateral lunge out to the side, okay?
So, and at some point I want to do that with weight.
At some point I'd like you to do that with weight.
Am I going to try that now?
I think we should see him try this now.
All right, so let me get this.
So, yep.
Little hinge.
Yep, and so your left is going to go, just like that.
Oh, yeah, baby.
There you go.
And
Because
then
we're getting a big stretch, and then you're going to straighten this leg out, and this, you're going to shift towards, there you go, because we're lengthening the groin on the side of the footed,
so it's down.
the planted foot.
Planted foot.
Yep, and then big step. And I want to make sure you keep that foot flat, okay? So let me demonstrate one more time, because I know this is a tough movement here. So we're getting kind of the multi-angle here on the quad, and then I'm keeping my feet down as I am lunging laterally.
This is a good thing. Practice, I don't care how strong you think you are, if you don't have the mechanics down, practice without the weight first.
Practice without the weight. Go slow. I want perfect movement. We can always speed things up and make things heavier, but we want sound, solid mechanics always, first and foremost. So I'm going to give you these bad boys, okay? So what we're going to do, so when we start thinking about our back, right? You ready for this? You ready for,
I don't know.
Ready for the gunshot? He's a little nervous.
Oh, look at these. How much weight? I guess
we got
15 pounds.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to do a very simple bent over row. So just assuming this hinge position, being in this hinge position alone is a core strengthener. And then what we're going to do, the weights by our side, think about keeping the shoulder blades down and back as we squeeze and then release, okay?
Gross.
I gave him weight here, So arms are straight and hips are a little higher, good. So we have nice hinge position, and then think about kind of pulling, shoulder blades are down and back, so initiate, yes, good, just like that, good, we'll do one more.
All right, for all you riders that are complaining about neck and shoulder pain, this is a great counter to that.
Perfect, absolutely.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
That's a lot of weight, though.
That's a lot of weight. I knew he could do it, though.
I feel like a tough guy now because I'm doing 15 pounder.
You should.
All right.
All right, so next we're going to look at the hamstring, right? One simple movement I like to do, single leg deadlift. Doesn't require any equipment. You can obviously use weight for progression. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on one leg. It's going to be slightly bent, okay? I'm going to keep a nice hinge position so my trunk is on equal playing field here with the leg that's swinging behind. If I had weight, it'd be on either side or just one side. And then I'm going to come up, okay? Knees slightly bent. I'm going to go as far as I can. Little pause. So I'm putting the hamstring on stretch. So I'm going through the full length of the hamstring, okay?
Okay, by the way, I hate this. I hate this exercise personally, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Also, I'll have the list of all these exercises will be in the notes for the video as well, but refer back to the video to kind of see how to do the movements. Again, I want you to do the movements.
And a little tip with this one, if we have difficulty, sometimes I'll see folks that have difficulty with balance, especially when we first do it. I'll just have you just a couple fingers on the wall. So hold on to the wall.
That. I'm going to take advantage of the wall.
All right.
All right. See. So
okay. This knee is going to be slightly bent.
Slightly bent.
This leg is going to be straight.
Straight
Toes
back.
are up. So this is all. Think about this being one big 2x4, and it's all going together. But I don't want to rotate. Don't rotate your back.
Okay.
So maybe you bring this arm down a little bit so that it doesn't.
Let me try it without the wall. See if I can do this.
Okay.
So let's make believe I have weight.
And let's.
My balance is pretty terrible.
We're going to check his balance here. Knee is slightly bent.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah. Okay, good, and come back up. And so just shorten the range. Let's do it again, but just shorten the range. Even if we just go to this point and then back, fine. Let's build on that. Knee is slightly bent. Good. Straighten this out. Good, right there, and then come back. Good, right there.
It's amazing how weak I've gotten in 4 months.
That's all right, but you'll get it back.
I will get it back.
Progression of that is you can stay on a single leg a little longer. So as I'm here, and then we'll bring the knee to chest, and then I'll go right back into the next one. So the longer you're on a single leg, glutes are firing, ankle stability all the way up through the core. It's a great, easy one.
Okay. Now for someone that really is starting from like just dead zero, you know, that limited range of, like, even if they're only going this far, is that okay? I mean, is a little something better than a lot of nothing?
Something is better than, I want them doing something to address that particular muscle group. There are other exercises. This is one that you can just do anywhere. It doesn't require equipment. We could do some, hamstring curls on a physio ball. There's a lot of different things that we could do to isolate that, but this is a very simple one. Hold on to something. Just hold on to the wall as you start to get the movement, okay? Easy enough.
All right.
All right. We actually did one of the exercises for the core, but we'll do one more. So let's go back into the all fours position, okay? Okay, so we'll come up to on toes and hands, okay? Good, all right, so one little thing that we can do to make this a little more challenging is I'm gonna have him simply keeping this leg straight, see if he can just lift that leg up a little bit. Good, so we get some nice glute max activation while he's holding this stable kind of tabletop position here. Good, just like that. Let's do one more on each side. And then I'm gonna have him stay there. And then one other thing that we could do is I want you to envision that this band was a weight. So what I'm gonna have him do with his right arm while he's in this plank position, he's gonna bring the band across, and then you're gonna switch, okay?
Wow.
So now I'm forcing him to be on a single, we're at asymmetrical movement pattern here, so the body is getting a little more of a challenge. And I'm going to cut him off so he doesn't fatigue on camera here.
Yeah, that's why when you see me collapse in real time.
All right, so.
Copenhagens?
Yeah, this is a fun one. So we're going to work on the almighty groin here. Our muscles, our adductors, our groin get very weak and very short, again, because we are in this tiny range of motion, right? So I'll demonstrate this one. So if you happen to have a bench at home, great. If not, we'll come up with another exercise. But I will show you what you do here is we're gonna have one leg on top, the knee is bent, the bottom leg is straight, and what I would have the patient do is just lift the leg up, hold, 2, 3, and back down. So this is a nice combination. Not only do I get adductor or groin strengthening here, but I also get some nice lateral core activation on the opposite side and the opposite groin muscle that's lifting up.
Okay, I'm gonna try this.
All right.
We're
He's gonna try it.
I'm gonna try it.
If you don't have a bench, you could use a chair at home.
Okay. I'm laying down under the bench. This leg goes under.
Yep. And this leg's on top. We're gonna test this hip mobility right now.
Now this is straight out, or?
So this is gonna be bent, so it's a little more comfortable, yeah. So you're gonna get even closer to the bench, and that elbow is really gonna be like right underneath you.
That's about all the mobility I have on that hip.
Okay,
So.
all right, fair enough.
Again, Doc, you gotta remember I'm old.
He's not old. All right.
Like that?
Yep, just like that.
Oh, goodness.
Good, and then back down. And you can use your right arm. Use your right arm to help push through the ground for now. Hold. Good.
Okay. So how
Good.
many?
So you have the combination of a side plank on that side and the groin on either side. This side is stabilizing and the other is actively kind of pushing into the bench. So
Okay,
again,
so-
this is a great multi-purpose
So I'm not
movement
doing
here.
the full workout here today because, you know,
Yes.
I'm tired and I'm weak. But
That's fine.
so if I'm getting ready to, you know, I got 20 minutes.
Okay.
How many of each how many sets am I doing?
Okay. So if we're tough on time, I would just say let's just do one. I would set your iPhone or watch for, let's say, like 45 seconds to a minute worth of work, and then just get through it. You know, so that way we're priming the muscle groups.
So 45 seconds, rest, 45 seconds, rest, 45 seconds, rest.
Yeah, so I'd say 45 seconds of work. Oftentimes here at the office, I'll have, you know, someone doing the exercise for a period of time, 45 seconds, and then maybe 15 seconds to transition to the next exercise. So I would already have a game plan of, all right, what movements am I doing today? So that way you don't waste any time and you're very efficient.
So, and I guess the moral of the story is a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing.
Yes.
Right. So,
always.
So don't
always. Even if you only have 5 minutes, like you say, I don't have time to do 30 minutes. Give me 5 minutes of work. I'll take it. And oftentimes you'll find when you do that 5 minutes of work, all of a sudden you've got 5 more minutes. Right.
Yep.
Just keep the expectation low.
Okay, so no excuses then in the morning when you make your coffee and just do 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're on your way to work, assuming you didn't oversleep, you're not late for the train or something like that, you want to definitely get up.
All right, but I got one more exercise before we go. All this, the hip airplane, which I really like. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold on to the wall here, okay? I'm gonna bring one leg up, and so what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you then rotate the hips up, the pelvis up, and then kind of let it sink. So we're getting some internal rotation on the standing leg there, and then we're opening up here, okay? This is fantastic for opening the hips up, creating some stability in the hip joint, and that also takes a lot of pressure off the back when we can have the hips mobile and stable at the same time.
I wish I knew about this one a long time ago. This one actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, this one's solid.
So
maybe even stand a little closer. Okay?
Closer?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Leg comes up.
Yep, so this is gonna be here, and then I want you to think about kind of keep this leg relatively straight, that's there, and then keep the leg up,
My mobility
and
is
then now
terrible
you're just
there.
gonna let the hips sink. This stays here, yep, because you can feel like a little internal rotation here, okay?
Yep, I got that.
And then think about pushing through the glute there, he's rotating,
Yeah, that's,
working on that internal or external rotation of the leg that's swinging out.
Clearly he's a lot stronger than
As
I
we're
am.
thinking about getting on our bike, so this is important.
All right, that's a fun one. I think I could maybe do like 3 of those
Yeah.
if I was really thinking about it after a nice hot shower.
That's it. So if anything, do that last one all the time. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
That's a very
Yeah.
simple
I
one
like
to
that
do.
one. So that's your 10
There you go.
favorite exercises.
Let's keep it simple. That's enough, I think.
All right, so there it is. I mean, not really a lot of equipment. If you don't have dumbbells, I mean, you could even, I don't know, a couple of giant cans of soup if you had to.
All the movements, if you do it slower, longer holds, will make the exercise more difficult, therefore not needing weight at this point. So.
All right, well, there you have it, guys. If you want to get on your bikes and be more comfortable and be prepared for coming to get a bike fit, being strong and flexible in your core, whole hip complex. If you guys can work
Is that little dance there? Is that a little wiggle?
That's my
little
little
wiggle. You might
wiggle.
see that when you go see him.
If you come get your bike fit, I will.
He'll do the
dance
wiggle for you.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
right now, any time that I've spent any time strengthening this part of my body, my bike riding is just phenomenally better. Climbing hills, things like that, you really see a difference.
Takes pressure off your back.
Yeah, takes pressure off your back. All of a sudden, the muscles relax where they need to relax, and life is good.
Yeah.
All right, Cool,
Great.
man. I appreciate your time, Doc. That's
Yeah.
it for us here on Cyclecraft TV. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up on that. And if you're not a subscriber already, you probably should. You can follow Iron PT where?
That's it. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, so you can
At
do that.
Iron PT.
Yeah, at Iron PT.
All right, no
yeah.
underscores or any of that kind of stuff?
No underscores.
All
yeah.
right, at Iron PT, check out Dr. Mays. If you are local, if you're within, I'll say if we were within a 45-minute
Sure.
drive of Caldwell, New Jersey,
Yep.
this is the guy that should be doing your
We're
PT.
also other offices also in Midland Park, so
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
out
Midland Park
in
too.
Bergen County, so that's right near Wyckoff, Ridgewood area. So
All right, fantastic. That's it for us. We'll see you next time.
thanks.
And don't forget, keep the rubber side down.